So here we are in the second oldest part of Glasgow. In today's video I'm going to talk about that part, which is about High Street, the tall and steeple, the Glasgow Cross, American Building and Gallowgate. About a wee word about Salt Market, and a wee word about Argyle Street, Tronkirk, Trontheatre and the Tongate. So, but I'm going to tell you about Merchant City a little more in the local cafe because the weather is not right. So see you after. So hello people, that's me. As you know, I recorded a short intro for Merchant City, and because of the weather, I'm going to record it here because it's in my dear Glasgow tonight. So I'm going to tell you about Merchant City. So we gander around Merchant City. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Tobble Steeple in the High Street. So as you know, Tobble Steeple was exactly in the place where the new is quadrant building, built around 1922 by Graham Henderson. But let's talk about Tobble Steeple. So Tobble Steeple was built around 1626, March 1626. It was a prison court, Glasgow Town Hall Civic Centre, and that steeple standing at High Street just now. So built around 1665, and all the public executions took place at Merchant City. That's because Tobble Steeple was a prison, a court as well. Public execution on the gallows took place at this place, this very place in Merchant City, under the Tobble Steeple. That steeple, that tower, but then they moved. The public execution took place in Merchant City, 1788 up to 1814, when they moved to Glasgow Green. Right? When the court and prison moved to Salt Market and St Enoch Court at in front of Glasgow Green. So public execution took place there at that time. Now, that the Gallowgate and other shoes in the Gallowgate, so it means for Scots. The Scots means on the gallows. So they transported prisoners. For 1814 they transported prisoners. Up to Tobble Steeple, up to Glasgow Green. For 1814. Around 1814 that place became Tobble Steeple, became the merchant house. Around 1847 was auctioneer's office, and then around 1921 Glasgow City Council decided to knock it down. So the new in that place we have that quadrant building that, as you see that probably, with Graham Henderson, designed by Graham Henderson around 1922. The new we see that steeple, just a steeple left for Tobble, so that steeple. So built around 1665. It's stolen here in the middle of High Street and that Merchant Junction, the Glasgow Cross, at Glasgow Cross. So High Street is the oldest artery in Glasgow, so it was built around 6th century, so you can imagine how old that is. That's the oldest artery. It was much longer, a few centuries back, but around 1100s that was extended. Then in 1600s, unfortunately, there was a great fire there, so most of the High Street burned down, and around 1706 City Centre moved, Glasgow City Centre moved, and the rest moved, Merchant City moved. So it's a wee bit shortened. The High Street you see, the new, it's completely changed. It's shorter than it was back in the that's it probably. Next thing is Glasgow Cross. Because the Glasgow Cross you see just now was designed by Edith Bernard around 1930s. The original Glasgow Cross, it dates back to 1759. So original Glasgow Cross was moved and knocked down. The current Glasgow Cross it's from 1930s, built, designed by Edith Bernard. So behind that Glasgow Cross is the merchant building as well. But the merchants used to sell goods, we were selling goods. So merchant building as well was built around 1922, also by Graham Henderson. Next thing is Salt Market. I can say Salt Market. Salt Market is it wasn't called originally Salt Market, but that was established Salt Market in around 1100s. So we can imagine merchants, walkers, they just sold fish there and salt to preserve. I can imagine just people walking down the salt market. Most sending children, Wednesday, buy some fashion stuff on messages for me to do some messages now. You see that Wayne's walking up and down up and down the streets all the salt market. So I was great times at Glasgow. So but a salt market means it was originally called Walker Gate because of walkers selling salt, as I mentioned earlier. So Walker Gate was called Walker Gate. The 1650s was called Salt Market. Right, you can see the pure beautiful sandstone tenements there. So it leads you to Glasgow Green by the way as well. So next thing is Trongate and Argyle Street. Argyle Street was it wasn't originally called Argyle Street. It was called St Enoch Road. And the 1551 that was called the 1761 that was called Argyle Street after third Duke of Argyle, Archibald Argyle, third Duke of Argyle. Right. So that Tronkerk. So I have to wait here. Interruption, don't worry, troops. So Tronkerk, it's not called Tronkerk just now, but it was called Tronkerk. The part with Kerk, it means church, the Scottish Gaelic. It was built around 1485, but around 1522 it was called St Mary's of Loreto and Anne's Church. Then around 1585 it was a Presbyterian. Then around a Tronkerk, a tron called Trongate as well, was built around 1636. That steeple around 1830s, I suppose. 1855, sorry. The whole thing burned down around 1783. It was an accidental fire. Someone set up the fire. It was about 1784. So the new, in 1946, was built by Glasgow Town Hall. It was three names of Glasgow City Council. It was Glasgow Town Hall, Glasgow City Council is just now a Glasgow Corporation. So if it was in stuff, Glasgow Corporation bought that Tron Kerk around 1946 and renamed it Tron Theatre. So 2004, I suppose, is a Tron Theatre just now. I threw it into Tron Gates. And that also, by the way, Argyle Street was called St Enoch Road. That's because it led you to the St Enoch Square, which was called to St Enoch Square. That's because of St Enoch Road. So you can so that's all trips. I probably put something on tomorrow as well, for West End of Glasgow. So, and what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to do for you, especially for you. I'm going to record some Stopper's Crane because I'm going for a wee walk. We don't know down the Clyde, up the Clyde to the Distillery. I'm going to tell you about Stopper's Crane, about the Clyde as well, Clyde to the Distillery and the Old Dock. So, see you after.